If you are like many financial professionals, then this is what you do day in and day out, probably without even knowing that you do this. You normalize your excellence. You discredit kind of what it is that you do on a day in and day out basis. You take for granted a little bit what you have between those two ears. Now, what do I mean by this? If I were to ask 10 different financial professionals what it is that they do from point A to point Z, point A being the time that that financial professional meets with a client, to point Z being actually implementing the plan, I would probably say that 8 out of those 10, let's call it 6 to 8 out of those 10 would say something like, well, I do a fact-finding meeting, and then what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll run illustrations, and then I'll ultimately go to the client and propose a solution, and then we write the solution. We write that case. We sign, seal, and deliver it, and that's done. I would argue that is normalizing your excellence. I would argue that there is a huge opportunity missed if that is something similar to what your response is. This morning I made a protein shake for myself, and I read the back of the bottle, the protein bottle, and it said that protein shake stuff, that protein powder, was not just protein powder. This was a pre-workout energy and post-workout recovery system that was in this bottle. This was not just crappy chocolate powder in this bottle. No, this was a pre-workout energy and post-workout recovery system. That sounds pretty cool, right? And it's not about putting lipstick on the pig, because this stuff really does work pre-workout and post-workout. It's about not normalizing your excellence. It is about that protein bottle not missing an opportunity to tell the world what it truly is. Like BMW, they don't call their cars cars, right? Don't they call their cars like driving instruments or something like that? That is not normalizing your excellence. That is communicating your process. So take for example me. My company is an independent marketing organization serving independent financial professionals, insurance agents, as well as investment advisors. If you have a potential problem or a potential case, a client that has a potential problem, then you come to me and I help you with those solutions. What if I said, hey, here's what I do as an independent marketing organization. When you come to me, I'll run you a couple illustrations, send you those illustrations, see what you think, and if you need the paperwork, we'll send you out the paperwork. And that's pretty much what we do. No, instead, what if I said that we did this? And think of yourself, think of your business. This isn't about my business, but it's about giving you an example that you can apply to your business. And if you need help with what it is that you do and not normalizing your excellence, rather communicating your process, rather marketing your process to your consumers, whether on the website, whether in brochures, whether face-to-face, I can help you with that. But instead, think of if I said this. I at CG Financial Group, what I do is I have a 6-step process when you approach me. When you approach me with a particular problem that a consumer has, I will run you through this 6-step process. The first step is this: an initial exploratory meeting and assessment. So we will explore what the current issues are that the consumer is hoping to solve, and I will assess with you on the phone really what some potential solutions are. But that's not the final assessment. That's merely step 1. Step 2 is a plan and solution formulation session. So I will formulate offline without burdening you. I will formulate offline an initial plan and solution. What are some potential plans? What are some potential solutions? And again, without bothering you, this is a session that I will go through offline without you. And by the way, and I do this every single call. Some cases I will spend hours on in this number 2, plan and solution formulation session. I could get crazy with this, right? And within that plan and solution formulation, I'm leveraging my 25 years of experience, my 3 securities licenses, my 2 designations, and all that stuff. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but that's bullet point number 2. So again, think of your business as I go through these bullet points. Bullet point number 3. This is where I run the numbers and I take it through this quantitative solution screening process. So what I do is, if life insurance is the potential solution or a potential part of the plan, what I will do is I will look at the quantitative data, meaning I will run it through certain calculators that I have. 80 80 different life insurance carriers. I will run it through a life insurance system such as iPipeline, for example, to look at the numbers. That's the quantitative solution screening process. But then number 4, what I'll do is the qualitative solution screening process. Many of us know that there's so much more to the world of everything, life insurance, annuities, long-term care, than just the numbers. This is where the qualitative data comes in, based off my experience. For example, term providers. There are around 5 term providers, or at least the top 5 term providers, that actually have living benefits on term insurance. How do I know this? Through experience. I just know it. So therefore, if one on that quantitative list is $1 cheaper, but yet that $1 cheaper product does not have living benefits on it, well, this is where this qualitative analysis comes in. Hey, Mr. Agent, Mr. Financial Professional, maybe you should look at this particular product because it's $1 more expensive, but it has this, this, and this. So that's a qualitative solution screening process. But then what I will go through is with you on the phone, as well as maybe a webinar, if you want me to show it to you, or a Zoom call, a proposal and plan presentation session. And then lastly is the execution. This is where I will get you all of the required documentation. So what did I just talk about there as an example that I want you to think about when it comes to creating your material, your website? What I talked about is naming the process that you go through, identifying the process that you go through, and not just assuming that consumers know what it is that you do. What it is that you do kind of second nature, because I do this every single call pretty much, right? But I never identify my company as doing this every single call. And frankly, I need to, and probably so do you.